In this video, I'm going to break down an absolute classic by Jody Wisternoff and Chicane. I'm doing this out of sheer pleasure because I listen to this track a lot and I just wanted to see if I could pick apart what it is that makes it so special. Thank you to Alex Rome for the idea of this format of video. Let me know if you like it and I can make more in the future. You can also download this project file of the recreation I made using the link below this video. Okay, so first and most importantly is the chord progression of this amazing track. So let's have a listen to it. So you may have noticed something already that sets this apart from most other dance music tracks. Whilst it isn't a 4/4 time signature, it's got what's known as a truncated phrase. So usually a pattern would play through 8 or 16 bars before repeating. However, this only plays through 14 bars repeating. The original doesn't do this, but the Chicane Rework does. And this is something quite unusual. It's made up with this beautiful synth pluck, and I'm going to show you how to make that in a minute. But first, let's look at the chords themselves, because this is where the real magic lies. Now, the track is in the scale of D minor natural. So in the scale of D minor, those are the notes, but the first chord of this progression is in the 6th position. So it goes from the 6th to the 7th to the 5th and back to the 6th. And they've just spread the chords over a couple of different octaves to give it lots of space. So altogether it sounds like this. And we've got the synth bass playing the root note of each chord. Oh, okay, I could listen to that all day. Now, the thing that makes this so special is at one point in the track, the big build-up, which we are going to get to in a second, resolves on the last chord to the root chord of that scale, which is the D minor natural, which is this chord. So let's just have a listen to how that resolves when it gets to the build-up. And this is a magic moment in the track. There, it's the only place in the whole track it resolves to the D. And then we have the build-up, just repeating on that root note, that root chord. We got the build-up, the white noise, the riser, the snare roll, and the white noise is being bounced against the kick drum with sidechain compression. And that's when that big release is. Now, ideally you'd have Sian Evans singing over this. Her beautiful vocals, she's from Cochin, you'll recognise her voice, and actually it gives this a real Chicane vibe as well, a bit like Saltwater. You could probably get Enya to sing something similar actually. So now let's get on to the other elements of this track that make it so special. Well, first is the sound design of this synth. So we don't have that many layers in this track, it's just picking them really carefully. So let's build this apart from scratch. I'm going to turn off these effects and then we can see what each of them is doing. First, we have the standard saw wave pluck, a bit like Deadmau5. Sounds like this. I've just added some hall reverb. Without it, sounds like this. Really dry. So we've got a saw wave, we've added some unison and detuned it slightly. So we go from this to this. Add some stereo width. And then we've got this envelope assigned to a low pass filter as well. So if we were to turn this off, it would sound more like this. Which indeed it will open up to later in the track. But we can see it's just closing down in a little Deadmau5 pluck. And now I've added this noise layer as well, just to give it a bit more punctual knocking. So that's too much, but a little bit just adds some of that transient aggression. And it's as simple as that, because then we can automate that filter cutoff point to open up throughout the track, which is why you get this beautiful effect where the energy starts down really low in the breaks. How nice is that? And then I'm going to take the width in slightly, the stereo width, and then I'm going to add a ping pong delay. And now we get that rhythm. Take out a bit of the low end so it doesn't fight with our bass. And then this EQ here is just rolling off the low end in the build-up. And then that's the bass. Same notes, very similar to the pluck. I've just given it a bit more sustain and made it not have unison, which will keep it nice and mono and powerful. Oof, okay, let's see what else we've got going on. Now, we've also got this extra M1 organ synth that comes in to add some more harmonics to these beautiful chords. So let's have a listen to how that sounds. We'll hear it come in here. I'll turn it up so you can hear it. So ideally, you could use the Chord M1 plugin to do this, and that's that classic organ bass sound from Robin S. Show Me Love. But this is a couple of octaves up, so it's more of an actual organ sound than a bass. Now, in Serum, to make this, all I've done is added 2 triangle waves, and then one of them I've put to the perfect fifth above the other. So to look at that on a keyboard with our main synth pluck, if the root note of your chord is this, for example, G, let's put it into scale mode so we can see what's going on. D minor natural, press scale. So if our note is G, the perfect fifth will be 5 notes above that, or 5 scale positions above that. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what we've done here. Now it says 7 semitones, not 5, because if we take off scale mode, we can see to count up to that same note actually means going up 7 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to that perfect fifth. And that's all that organ sound is. So on its own, it sounds like this. And I've just added a bit of noise with a noise oscillator. See, a bit dry. So altogether, you've got these beautiful chords. Now we break down particular sounds of different tracks that we get requested within the Music Production Accelerator every week on our live group sessions twice a week, as well as give weekly feedback on specific homework within our curriculum, because everything I'm showing you today is probably about 3% of what there is to learn about music production. So if you want help with your music for a whole 12 months to achieve things like our other Accelerator students who get signed to the biggest labels in the world, you can check out the details below. Now, before we get to the beats, let's look at the strings. So halfway through the track, in the second break, you get this beautiful string arrangement, and as Jody Wisternoff was one half of Way Out West, it wouldn't surprise me if it's actually sampled. But what I've done is program it in, and it just follows the same chords as the synth pluck, just on different inversions. And that means I've just changed the octave that the notes are within. So for example, if the note was down here, I'm just reordering them to spread across various octaves, and our strings sound like this. That chord there though, oh. Just think with Sean's voice over the top of that, absolutely beautiful. Now the way I've created the delay in this differs slightly from usual automation, because instead of automating it within the project like this, I've automated it within the clip. So we can go to envelopes here, or envelopes, and we can see if we go to delay and then dry wet, we've got this automation. And the beauty of this is this can be done independently of any automation within the project. That's just going to happen every time that clip plays through. It's going to save that automation within it. So I can create that extra extended sustain here. Yes, of course, you could just make those MIDI notes slightly longer or tweak the release, but I wanted to get that slightly looped feeling that's in the original track, and that's how I did it. And I've just taken out some of the low frequencies and a little bit of the high frequencies to give it a slightly kind of gritty feel. So now let's look at the beats, the first of which is the kick drum. Now this just hits on every beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And the reason this track has so much groove and just keeps you moving is because the synth and the bass both play the exact same rhythm, which is a syncopated rhythm that dances around the kick. So have a listen to this. So the way that we do that is just by skipping a note each time when we've got 16th mode selected. So we've got 16ths on the grid. This is one note there, and then 2 16ths afterwards, 2 16ths afterwards, and that creates this syncopated polymeter. And that really creates the groove in any dance music. But let's get back to the beats. Now we've got a pretty basic drum beat when it comes to the sounds. We've got the kick drum, and in between each kick drum we've got an open hat. Now I've actually layered a couple together to get the particular sound we're listening for. So this is going to sound a bit like this. And I've actually layered up a kind of shaker sound as well, but they're all playing at exactly the same time. And then we put a clap on every other kick drum. So this is just a really simple, normal house beat. Sounds like this. But what I've also done is route my drum machine out to an auxiliary reverb, and that means if you do that within drum rack at least, you can then feed out a little bit of each drum just to add that bit of spice with a little bit of room reverb. So now it sounds like this. Just to add some space. Next thing in our hats that really give the groove is adding the 16th closed hats. Now again, I've done some layering here, so I've got this one, pan to the left, and I've got this one, pan to the right. And as you can see, that hits on every 16th, but I've just left this one out because that's where my open hats are playing anyway, so I just didn't want to have it too cluttered up. And now it sounds like this. Just adds that 16th groove. And the way I've added a bit more groove to this is I've actually added a sidechain compressor to each of these two closed hats. Now, if you download a top loop from somewhere like Splice, that's going to have some movement usually built into it, but I wanted to show you what difference this actually makes. So what we've got is a compressor fed from the kick drum, or in this case, I've got a sidechain trigger which just plays a short, sharp pulse that you never hear because I've got it set to sends only. And we are going to feed that as the sidechain control into the compressor. So now our closed hat is going to be dancing against the kick drum. So instead of this, we're just having it bounce slightly against the kick drum and the other one as well. So add some more movement. And it's as simple as that when it comes to the beat. So when we bring all of those things together, we end up with what I think is justifiably a modern classic. And I'm taking down some of the energy by rolling out the low end so it comes back in on the drop. Magic, absolutely magic. Sorry, Sean. Wow, if you enjoyed that, let me know in the comments and I can make more of these classic breakdowns of classic tracks. You can also download this project file, all the samples and presets completely free, using the link below this video. And if you would like help to get your music to a professional level, then you can click the link below and we can work together to get you there. And if you want to see how I analyze this track, I'm going to put it together in a video that's popping up right there. This is actually some of the techniques that we share within the Accelerator program. So check it out. It's going to change the way you produce forever. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you over there.